it off, wouldn't she?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know he saw it in the distance. Well, heck, if he could see it in the distance like that, he's not that far away from him then. That's crazy.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Okay, so here's my take. I think that the people at the hotel, I think the hotel's going to stand longer than the colonel is going to last. The reason I say that is because the people in the motel, they're all fighters. So they're gonna if the narcos come or whatever they're called, I think they're gonna fight, and I think that the colony, they're not prepared to fight. The only one that's a fighter is Luciana, and then the guy that left, I guess he was one of their fighters.
Yeah, I know it's weird because Alejandro, Nick was telling them that they needed to leave there, wasn't he? I was thinking he was. I mean, he didn't.
I'm not sure.
And I don't. Something to do with that effect. He didn't agree with Nick on it.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
or I
yeah,
can't remember
yeah.
if he was wanting. I think he was telling him that he needed to leave this place or something.
Yeah, he was saying they all need to leave because those guys are going to come searching for him.
Right, that's what I thought.
That's what he was telling the
Exactly.
farmer. That's what he was telling the pharmacist.
And he said no.
Mic check 1-2-1-2. Yeah.
And see, that's why I don't trust him. There's just something off about that man.
Yeah, he is. There is something off.
I mean, because when they come, Desiree's back with us. I think she was here earlier. I think that Desiree, I wish you were watching this show. You're missing out on one of the best shows right now. Yeah, I had to do a mic check real quick. I thought that Julia had to do a mic check. I thought I wasn't able to hear myself again for some reason. But are you guys hearing us pretty good out there, Desiree and Julie? And we have some other. Oh, Jennifer just joined in. My friend Jennifer. She's been listening to all our podcasts, but she said she can't log in. I don't know why. What the heck? She told me that. But thank you, Jennifer, for listening in. I really appreciate it. I like you too, Jennifer. Thank you. Desiree says she's sorry she's late, but I thought she was here earlier. But thank you anyway, Desiree. I really appreciate you joining in. You are so awesome. And thank you, Julie, for joining in. So let's get into our predictions for next week. I think, Brooke, I think you should go first on this one. Let's get into what you feel about next week. What do you think we're gonna see next week?
I am just like Deb. I'm just anxious to see what's up with Chris. Because of how it ended on Sunday, all you see is Travis standing there looking at the hotel, and then you see him walking away, basically by himself.
Right.
And I'm just really okay, what happened? And then you see him digging graves for next Sunday.
Yes.
Was it 4 or 5 graves or something around there? It was quite a few graves. Excuse me. And I'm just anxious to see, what in the world happened to all those Americans and to Chris.
Right.
I'm wondering if he actually, told Chris to look at the flowers, basically.
Really?
Are you serious?
That
you really think you'd do that to his own son, really?
Well, look how dangerous he is. I mean, ever since he lost his mom, he's gone cold. I mean, he had no care in the world killing that gentleman on the property.
Right.
No care whatsoever. I mean, he just literally okay, yeah, I did it, so what? And it really, you could tell the look on Travis's face that it really, really broke him inside that his son has turned to this dark side.
Right.
Instead of, trying to fight it and be productive. If he is alive, he's going to be dangerous to everybody else.
Right. Maybe Travis left him to.
There's that possibility too, but then it goes back to why do we see Travis digging those graves?
Right.
He could have left him with those other guys.
Him digging the graves, I guess. I didn't.
I mean, there's like so many, like, okay, why is he doing this? Where's Chris? What's this? I mean, you know, there's so many unanswered questions, and we only got 2 episodes left.
Yeah,
just only 2 left.
Yeah, there's
well,
it's so exciting
at least we
now.
get to see Chris and Travis next week. Find out what's going on with that situation.
Exactly.
That's what I'm very interested in. That. I mean, they've just left us hanging, which they're good about that.
Yeah, that's why I say I hope they leave us with a really good cliffhanger, and I hope they leave us with. I hope it goes in all chaos breaks out before the end of the season, because if they're going into 3 seasons, I think they're gonna all chaos. What did I say earlier? I said I don't want to say it again, but you guys know what I said.
Oh, come on. You said it once, you can say it again.
Actually, Desiree, Travis, she said Travis sounds like a jerk. It's not Travis, it's Chris. Travis is actually, he's a human, you know? Yeah, so it's actually Chris who is the one that is she said joke. Chris is the off-ball character, and Travis is his dad, and Travis is out there trying to teach his son and to try to get him on the right path, because right now he's doing bad things, you know. He's doing bad things to people that are alive, and he's doing bad things to people that are not alive. And then, you know, he's surviving, but the way he's surviving isn't very nice. So
he's turned like to the dark side. I mean, really dark.
Yeah,
right.
Really dark and
scary.
Really dark. Scary to
Darker
be.
than,
I think he kind of scared his dad. You know, just like I think his dad may have left him there, and that's why I said I hope they have.
I'm thinking that's what happened. I mean, but we'll find out next week.
I hope they have the decency to bury him with his family, the guy that they shot, because remember all the graves were there. Remember, Deborah, we talked about this. You know, I think Travis will teach these young kids that they have to have the decency to bury him with his family there, you know, because the graves are all out there, you know. So I'm hoping that at least they show that part, because it's going to mean a lot to a lot of people that watch the show, you know. But if they if they don't, I think people are going to be kind of upset with that situation there, you know, as far as the show goes. So. The interesting thing for me is what I want to see coming up is, like I said, I want to see all chaos break loose, and then I want to be left with a good cliffhanger, just like TWD did. The other thing is, we haven't really lost a main character. We lost Ophelia for a minute, but we thought she was dead. We just found out that we lost Daniel officially. I'm going to rewatch that, because hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I heard it wrong. So, I think that we're going to lose a main character before the season ends. I don't think it's going to be Nick or Madison or Strand. If you hadn't had a chance, I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but Strand got stabbed with a butter knife. But I think he's going to be okay. They got him medicine, and I think he's going to be okay. And I'm actually starting to like Strand a little bit. I don't really like the situation that he was in before, but now I think that him and Madison might hit something off, and Travis might lose out. I don't know. The way the world is in this apocalypse now with TWD and Fear TWD, you don't know what could happen as far as relationships. And I did want to bring up Alicia and her little boyfriend now. Now, she got some boyfriend, which was pretty cool. The surfer dude. Did you guys see that when they were out surfing? Or he was teaching her how to surf?
Yeah.
So I did want to bring that up. That was pretty cute, you know. She gets a surfer boyfriend in that.
Now, isn't that the manager of the hotel's nephew, right?
That's her nephew.
Yeah, I thought it was the little brother, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's the nephew.
Too, but because remember when she found Alicia and she was in the elevator shaft?
Yeah.
Did she say, "You have him"? I thought she was talking about her brother, but that was the nephew that she was talking about.
I think so.
Okay.
Desiree said, "OG." She I'm an OG, Desiree. I'm a veterano. She don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm an OG. She said, is Fear TWD, and I know you answered the question already. Is Fear TWD and OG TWD crew ever going to run into each other? Is that a possibility? They've talked about it several times, guys, right? So
yeah, they've talked about possibly doing a crossover, but I don't see that happening anytime soon because, The Walking Dead is so far past when everything just went to hell.
Yeah.
And Fear is still in the beginning stages of how society is changing now.
I think
it could be a while.
One character might make it that far and just pop up and shock everybody for a moment, and then boom, that character is gone.
Right.
I think he might pop. You know what I'm talking about? Because I said I'm a veterano. You live in AZ, so you should know what a veterano is. I'm an OG. No, I'm just joking. I don't. Desiree put OG. It was cool for her to say that. It was fun. It's pretty fun. So it's so fun when we watch these chats and all the stuff that people say. Like I said, just one or two people added to the chat. It's so fun. So we got to keep getting more people involved in the chats because they're such a good time. I thought David would at least say hi. We got to talk to David so he could say hi because I saw him at the beginning, but he must have went to bed already. But because but it was cool. Shout out to David Clemens who did his first podcast today. He did his first blues podcast. I haven't got to hear the whole podcast, but it was, from what I heard, he did really good, and I think it's going to go really awesome. So it's going to be every Tuesday from now on. So make sure that if you are into that, make sure you check out David's new podcast, The Blues. What is it called? The Blues.
Why the Blues?
Why the Blues? Why the Blues? That's cool. That's a cool name that he came up with. So real quick before we go, I want to talk just a little bit more about Fear TWD, but I'm going to give you our schedule. So from now on, when you do your podcast, guys, at the end of your podcast, do your announce everybody's show because we need to cross promote and we need to make sure that everybody's show gets announced on every podcast. Okay, guys. So starting Monday, you have your sports. That's with Ike Diaz and Nakona Miller and Brooke Beagley. And then Tuesday, you have Fear TWD right now. There's only 2 episodes left. That's with Deborah Scarberry and Brooke Beagley. And for the last 2 weeks, we're going to have Julie Gepp on with Ike Diaz. So make sure you check out Fear TWD on Tuesday, which is totally awesome. And then on Wednesdays, you want to check out the Desiree Pickett Show, which is with Anissa, and that's called The Lounge. And that show is really taking off. The excitement level for that show is really good. I was looking at the analytics, and I talked to Brooke today, and their analytics are 16 to 24-year-olds, which is really cool because most of I talked to Brooke, and I said that most of our listeners are 35 or older, which is about right, which is about where we're at, So Desiree, if you're still listening, you got a young crowd, woman, 16 to 24, which is pretty cool. And you got a lot of listeners. I was checking out some of the analytics, and then on Thursday you got the awesome Deborah Scarberry with the Country Hoedown. It's one of the best country. I'm serious. One of the best country music shows I've ever listened to in my life. She plays great music. I'm not just saying this because you're on the air with me right now. I love all the music. Every night, every podcast that she does, I listen to every song, and she plays great music. And I even love you more, Deborah, when you play "Counting Flowers on the Wall." That don't bother me at all. Smoking and watching Captain Kangaroo. So don't tell me I got nothing to do. I love that song so much.
Why don't you rap that song?
I used it on one of my 5th album. I used it on my 5th album. I used it as a background already. And my friend Jennifer, she loved the song. I sent it to her. I sent your podcast to her, and because she only listens to country music. And she loves your podcast. I wanted to let you know. Her name is Jenna. If you see her name, her name is
Jennifer. As you say.
Jennifer Lovano is her name.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah, she listens to your podcast all the time. I call it the country party. Everybody knows I call it the country party because, like I said, it's a big party when we're all on